Hi everyone. I hope everything has been going well. I've heard from a lot of you via email asking questions. It is not fun to teach new content to you guys, not being able to see you face to face and answer all your questions when you have them right away. If you've noticed, I do check my email pretty often, even at night. So you're emailing me questions at like 6 o'clock at night. I try to get back with you if possible. So probability, I want to kind of summarize what that is. It's a lot easier than I think me trying to record myself doing it is. Probability is basically if I roll a die and I want to know what are my chances of getting a 4. Basically, there's only one 4 on there, so it's one out of how many outcomes there are total. I know I've been able to record myself. I'm hoping that has helped. A lot of times I'm hearing from you guys and you haven't watched the video. I haven't been making these videos very long, so hopefully you take the time to just listen a little bit. That way it kind of helps go over how to do this assignment. So today we're going to do compound probability, which is basically the probability of 2 things at once, not just one. And then later this week, I'm going to do kind of like a review packet / quiz over this stuff. And then that's going to be the end of our probability section. And then the next 2 weeks of this e-learning stuff, I'm just going to go back and I'm going to go over things that we've done before, like equations, distributive property, proportions, because I think it's important to go over some review stuff just to get you prepared for 8th grade. Okay, so here are my slides for this. I've got probability of independent events. So basically what that is I have 2 things, like probability of rolling a die and probability of flipping a coin. They are not related to each other whatsoever. So to do that, to find the probability of those, you find the probability of each one and you multiply them. And that's what this little garbage right here means. Probability of A and probability of B. You do both of them and you multiply to get your answers. So I've got an example down here. It says, what is the probability of rolling a 4 and then doing that 3 times in a row? So basically you need to know what the probability of rolling a 4 is. So there's 1 4 out of 6. So it's 1 out of 6. And I'm going to do it 3 times. So it's 1 6, 1 6, and 1 6. And you simply multiply, and your answer is 1 over 216. Sorry, I could not get this to look like a good fraction in Google Slides. So that is it. You do have to simplify fractions if possible. This one is not simplifiable, so this one is done. Now, my next slide is dependent events. That means one event relies on the other. And so in this case down here, I've got what is the probability of drawing 2 hearts from a deck of cards without replacing that first card. So what that will do is that's going to change your total number of cards for the second probability. So if you don't know, there are 52 cards in a deck and 13 of them are hearts. So to find the probability of drawing 2 hearts, let's do the first one. The probability of getting 1 heart is going to be 13 out of 52. So I have that here. Now, I'm not putting that card I took out back. I now will only have 12 hearts left and only 51 cards. This is where it gets a little messy because I'm dealing with really big numbers, but I'm multiplying fractions, so we multiply straight across. And I get 156 over 2,652. And this is my mistake. I did not simplify on this slide, so you can yell at me. But I want to move on so I can go over the next slide and finish this up. I've got 2 examples, and I haven't told you which one is which. So you have to determine if the denominator will change the total or it will not. So for this first one, I've got numbers 1 to 20, and they are placed in a bag without replacing the first number. So I'm going to take a number out and I'm not going to put it back. What is the probability that the first number drawn will be odd and the second will be even? So there are 1 to 20, there are 10 odd numbers out of 20. So that's this answer right here. And then I'm not putting it back. So that means I only have 19 now, but there are 10 even numbers. So when I multiply this out, I get 100 over 380. I divided by 10 and I divided by 2, and I get 5/19. So that's your answer for that one. So this one meant that this was impacted by this first probability. Number 2, what is the probability of rolling a 4 and then pulling out a red marble out of a bag? So to me, they're completely different events. I've got rolling a 4 on a number cube, and I've got marbles. So let's do the probability of rolling a 4. There's 1 4 out of 6, and there are 3 red out of 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 5 is 10, so it's 3 out of 10. And I multiply 1 times 3 is 3, 6 times 10 is 60, and I simplified that by dividing by 3, and I got 1 over 20. So that is it. I have a drag and drop activity for your assignment again today, where you will do the 2 probabilities. I suggest you use app or a piece of paper. You'll find the probabilities of them, you'll multiply them together, and you'll simplify. If you have questions, feel free to email me. I've had several kids who have emailed me, and then I have them share their slides with me, so I can actually be on the slide when you're on it and helping you through those questions. So feel free to message me, and I hope you guys have a great day.